What is up, parents?
Hey, parents, welcome back to another edition of Teenager Tuesday.
Teenager Tuesday.
Happy August. Happy August, Elijah.
Happy August to you. I was going to say that earlier, but I forgot.
Yeah.
So,
but
happy August.
Yeah. School starts next week, and which is a perfect time to update the culture.
Yeah, we got to get the culture updated. So this is another great episode. Y'all's number one fan favorite
hit us with the
culture
song.
update. It's culture update.
It's beautiful.
I don't know if I had a song for that, but now I do. Hey, we always start with a fun game. You guys know this game if you've been listening to this for a while.
Yep.
It's called Slang of the Week.
See, there's a song.
That is a song.
That is a good song.
And so Slang of the Week, and we just take kind of dumb teenage slang and we just tell you what it means. But we actually play in the game. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quiz Will.
Okay.
And I want you to take this quiz. Don't close your eyes if you're driving. You don't need to close your eyes in general, actually, to play this game. But I'm gonna say a word. You're gonna try to see if you know what it means. We got two of them. First one is this.
I'm sorry. I'm still losing at you saying close your eyes. Okay. First slang.
It's a state, but it's not meaning the state.
Okay.
If someone says that's so Ohio.
Okay, so the only reason I know this is because of the camp rap this year, where Jerry said Ohio in it.
Yeah.
And I asked a student, and the student was like, "That means like bad. That's bad."
Yeah.
So it's bad.
It's like weird, creepy. Yeah, like it's almost like mid. Like someone from Ohio, you'd be like, I don't want to move to Ohio. Like, ugh.
You don't want to look like Ohio.
You don't want to look Ohio. And you don't want anything to do with Ohio. So if your kids are like, Mom, that outfit's so Ohio, that's probably not a good thing. You probably should change the outfit. They're dissing you.
That's a bad thing. That's an
bad
insult.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one is actually also a part of our camp rap. Our camp rap kind of sets the tone for culture throughout the year.
Amen.
And so if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it, I guess.
You can go to the YouTube page. Yeah.
We have Skibbity.
This was in the rap lyric with Ohio, and I have no idea.
So let me use it in a sentence.
Okay.
That shirt is so skippity Ohio.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
So both are weird?
Skibbity is like weird, but it's like it just doesn't mean anything. It's like a word. It's like a filler word for whatever you're trying to say. So it's like skibbity toilet, skibbity metal. Like that's good.
I feel like that if I hear a teenager say skibbity, I feel like I'm cooler than that teenager.
For sure. Like in church, you might say skibbity amen.
What?
It's like,
but that doesn't mean it's a bad.
It's not bad. It's just like, hey,
it's just there.
It's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there.
That's weird.
That's all our words. Feel free to use those when your student gets in your car or you're taking them to school. You're like, have fun at Skippity School. Don't be Ohio.
Yeah, the Ohio one. That'll get
Those are
him.
good
Yeah.
ones. So.
You know something that is kind of coming back, which I think is weird, is tall socks are coming back.
Yes.
There's like a weird two things happening, at least with the students at Prosper. Very tall socks, like knee-high socks, and then also where guys don't wear any socks.
Yeah, it's like a weird.
That's weird.
Like, don't you dare wear ankle socks.
Either you have too much sock or no socks.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I actually saw a video. Someone sent me a TikTok of this because I wear tall socks. I've always worn tall socks.
How tall are your socks?
Nike tube socks. Like,
okay.
I guess. What is that?
Mid shin?
Yeah, mid shin.
Low shin?
We're talking mid shin here.
Okay.
And someone sent that to me because they're like, old people used to be the long sock people, and now teens are wearing long socks even with just like shorts and then long socks.
Yeah.
So I'm always wearing long socks.
I don't know. I'm still the ankle or no shows, but I guess that makes me old.
You're like the no-show sock or like the compression socks.
I do wear compression socks when I travel. I'm in my mid-30s. You know, if I'm sitting there a long time.
Yeah.
Speaking of sitting around a long time, a movie came out this summer.
There's a movie. We all went to the movies. We go to the movies every week, all of us. And
I feel like nobody went to the movie this year. Or like this summer. I feel like nobody really
There hasn't been a lot of good ones. But this one has been a good one. Inside Out 2.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2. I have not seen this movie. Have you seen this movie yet?
No, I've heard really good stuff about it though.
I have heard good stuff.
Like, I know people are pretty weary of Disney, but I've actually heard really good stuff of it right now.
Yeah.
You know, I've just heard a lot of people say like, I don't know about Disney right now, but I've heard this is good.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Inside Out is a movie that they made about emotions. So the first one had
first one's so good.
Sadness, anger, and
Yeah.
it's really just a great deep dive into how our emotions play a role in our lives, and really how to control your emotions is a big part of it. And then that same girl, her name is Riley, that same girl, I have not seen the movie, so maybe you're going to correct me on this, but there's new emotions because she's entering puberty, which, hey, if you're a middle school parent, this is for you.
Yeah.
They're entering puberty. They're going to have a lot of new emotions.
Yeah.
And I'm going to read through them. I know the biggest one is anxiety.
Yeah, I've heard there's a really cool moment right at the end with anxiety.
Yeah.
Like somebody was trying not to spoil it when they were talking about it, but they were saying like there's a really cool, just illustration of what people can do and carry, or if they carry a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, and it really paints a picture that anxiety is not always this like really, really bad thing. It's something that can be controlled and maintained.
Yeah.
And that it's natural. It's a natural
Yeah.
thing for people.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good message. That's like, I think sometimes you see anxiety and it's like, bro, that guy has an issue. They are anxious.
Yeah.
And it's really like everyone has anxiety. It's just
Right.
different levels of it.
Yeah.
And I mean, the question would be like, why are people so drawn to this? It's the number one movie of the summer.
Yeah.
Why are people so drawn to emotions right now?
Right. Yeah. And processing. There's something that I talked with a teenager about not that long ago, actually at summer camp, that was, they're like, I want to get rid of my insecurities. It's like, I'm more thankful for my insecurities than I am fearful for them. Because like without some of the like recognition of broken things in our world, we probably wouldn't see God.
Yeah.
If we weren't anxious, we'd probably be more dangerous and less safe. Like if we weren't insecure, would we realize our need for God? So if nothing else, it can be a good conversation on emotions that are labeled as bad, but aren't necessarily.
I think it's everything. Even at camp, we talked about pain, which is I don't even know if that's emotion, more of just something that happens to you, but it's something you can hold on to. And it's like, no matter what, you have these emotions, you have anger, you have happiness, you have joy. It's just, how do you manage those things?
Yeah.
And how do you do that well? And I think that's the lesson that this movie teaches.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have not watched it, so
No.
fair warning.
If it's not great, let us know.
If it's Skippity, Ohio, don't let us know.
Hey, we got one last thing, which is this guy, Dr. Vivek Murthy, not the presidential candidate guy.
Yeah.
Vivek
Ramaswamy.
I could not spell that.
It's terrible.
A different guy. He's the U.S. Surgeon General. This really started in June. He's wanting to put warning labels on social media. And it kind of has this idea of this thought of like, if we put warning labels on social media, then maybe that'll dip social media use like it has done with tobacco and cigarettes. And it's more helpful for people. We're not restricting saying you can't do this, but we want to give you this warning label. And, we've talked so much about social media for years now on this podcast about, it can be good, but it can be really bad. Like Jonathan Hyatt, I love following him, through their research, they have this like line of 2 hours. If somebody spends more time on social media than 2 hours a day, that teenager specifically is way less healthy than teenagers who are, teenagers who spend under 2 hours are way more healthy than teenagers who spend over 2 hours, especially when it comes to young girls and like self-harm and like that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's huge. And like I said, we talk about technology all the time, but I think it's always going to be a conversation, and especially for the future, it's everywhere. It is literally everything. And it's not if they're going to have technology, it's how they manage technology. And as a parent, I think, some pastors might go to you and say, don't let your kids have phones. Don't let them do this, do that. And there's some apps, of course, make sure your kids don't have those apps. But I think majority is this, man, have a safe platform where they're not, they're managing stuff well with anxiety. How do you manage anxiety? You manage it well.
Yeah.
How do you
and
manage
not by yourself.
Yeah. How do you manage social media? You do it in bursts and bite-sized pieces, not the full day.
Oh yeah, yeah. We know somebody who, Joseph, he let his daughters have social media, but they had to post from his phone, which I know maybe we've even talked about that on this platform before. so that then the parent and student, like then they got to have this conversation of like, oh, that's my friend so-and-so, or this is why I want to post this, instead of just it being this kind of knee-jerk, not really processing and just doing kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a good question that you can bring up with your teenager, middle school, high school is, when it comes to social media that we've never really talked about before is if you ask them, how do you think a warning label would change how people think about social media? If a warning label came up, and then what would that warning label say? That'd be a cool conversation to start between you and your student.
Yeah, that would be really solid. I think across the board, I think y'all are prepared. You guys are great parents, and I believe that you can do this. You are not alone. God is with you, and so are we. We'll catch you next time.
See you, parents.